All right. Welcome back to my world here on the internet. I'm your host, Moises Beauchamp Jr. And after a bunch of technical difficulties and running into walls and whatnot, we finally got on. So, welcome my co-host, Miss Brenda. She's gonna come on here and tell y'all about her experience that she was out there in unit today and what her experience today. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit that little notification bell like that. You are notified whenever we go live or upload. Um, Miss Brenda is gonna go ahead and take it over. Before I continue, I want to say what's up to Miss Melanie Dawn, um, and anybody else who's out there watching the stream. Go ahead, Miss Brenda, take it away.
Is Dawn?
Yeah, hello everyone. You are going to get jumped, Maggie said outside, because you didn't say her name today.
Well, I
So
figured being that she was here, and I already said what's up to her, I didn't have to give her a shout out on the net. But being that, what's up, Miss Maggie? How you doing?
okay, well, and Anna's here too. Say hi, Anna.
Hi.
Hey,
Well,
Miss Anna, what's up? Welcome to the.
Anna's here, Melanie. She's right here. You know Moses always forgets to give her a shout out,
He always does. Nobody loves
but
me.
she's here too. But anyway,
Yes, he always does.
well, anyway, well, I'm glad we could laugh about something right now because earlier today, yesterday, Melanie contacts us through Messenger, me and Anna, and was like, "Hey, the Jamal Tillman's family that went missing on January 25th this year out there in Buena, New Jersey, was asking us to help them organize a search." And so today, me, Anna, and Melanie, we got together just to go do the usual, how we're supposed to do. They go and they can interview the family and ask some questions, like medical questions and all of that good stuff. And then I go out there and I'm taking the videos and the pictures. So we're out there today, and we were just going to go over there, like we said, just to do some flyers. And we decided to walk down South Avenue, right? That's what it was, South Avenue. And I was taking videos. So Melanie decides that she wants to go inside of the woods while we're waiting for his son, Jamal Tillman's son, which was at Wawa's, and the other one I believe was at work.
He was at work.
And they were going to meet us there at the house because Melanie was in charge of doing a search and do flyers and things like that. So anyway, so Melanie decided to go into the woods today. And while we were in the woods, we were looking just simply for anything. And when we was walking, me and Melanie, we was walking deep into the woods between, what's that, South Avenue, and what's the other one, Corey Avenue?
Mm-hmm.
Corey Avenue. At the end, yeah, you always trying to get that dirt, girl. I definitely was not ready to be in the woods today. I could tell you that much for sure. I was not dressed for woods today. I was more dressed to impress than the actual woods.
Yes.
But anyway, luckily that Melanie wanted to go in there because at the end of the day, we actually brought closure to Jamal's family. And unfortunately, it wasn't the outcome that everyone was rooting for. And unfortunately, he was found deceased in what is that? A half a mile, maybe?
Less than a mile.
Less than a mile away from his actual residence.
Within 20 minutes.
He was located at the very end of Corey Avenue, where it's a dead end.
If you want me to, I
Because
can pull up that video that you sent me, the one that you shot of the area.
with the
When you
tent,
was, no, the one that you was walking around.
Oh yeah, you
demonstrating
could
this.
post that. You could post that real fast.
All
Yeah,
right.
we have one.
I did.
So,
Yeah, by accident.
but anyway, give me a moment. Give me a moment.
Shoot, I want to laugh too. What's so funny that's going on out there? Can I laugh with you?
Oh no!
We'll
We'll
tell
tell
you
you later, baby. Oh,
Okay.
anyway, good Lord have mercy. But so we apologize.
Yeah, I could put
We
that.
definitely, me and Anna were extremely stressed out today. Oh yes, can you send Moses the map, a screenshot of the map? Well, at the end of South Avenue, there is a dead end, right? So the last time that he was seen traveling from his residence off the pantry, which the pantry is at, what is that? We road. Okay. Wheat Road. The
Yeah,
pantry was
it's
located.
off of you.
The pantry was located off of Wheat Road. So that was they had a footage of him being there at the pantry, and then they also had a footage of him walking by, obviously going towards his house. And then, but at the end of his street, at the very end of his street, is a dead end, and then it goes into woods. And then on the other street, which is Corey Avenue, yeah, Wheaton Central. On the other street, which is Corey Avenue, is also a dead end. Part two. Unfortunately, it was
Oh, so
stated
it's that's the
that
other
the
one you want me
gentleman
to
was
put up?
experiencing depression problems, and recently, not that
So
he
not
showed
this one,
signs of it before. No, it's the
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 other
first
one.
one.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right,
because it shows from the beginning of the street where they did catch him, right?
I got
Walking
you.
about from 7 p.m. to 7:08. He was caught on video. Anything after that, that's what we were doing there today. We was gonna go there today to see if anyone on that street was willing to give this family some footage and at least let them look through some footage between the times of 7 till when they couldn't actually get a hold of him. So anyway, there are two dead ends. We are searching for Jamal Tillman. Last location, I don't know if you could see it, but it was here, South Central Avenue and South Avenue. He was last seen at the pantry right there, behind the dumpsters, at the trash can. He could have been possibly leaving the store. They caught him on footage walking down this area right here, which is his home. And the last time he was ever seen on some type of surveillance is from the house that's right there in between those trees, which is the neighbor's house. So they got him on surveillance all the way to over there. I'm gonna put this phone down. So this neighbor was possibly the neighbor that last seen him on their security camera. They do have a security camera. That is his house right there. There is a Wheat Manor apartments right here. Let me clean out my thingy because I don't know if you could tell. This is his location, and we'll be back.
And she'll be back. And she'll be back.
Yes. So, and I
So
did do a part two. But anyway, at the very end of that street, there comes into, yeah, you could put it up there. The very end of that street, there's gonna be a dead end. Unfortunately, I didn't grab footage all the way down to the very beginning of the woods. I'm not sure why. But once Melanie sends you the map really fast, then once that video she can show exactly where. Because even though he walked down South Avenue, all the way, he wasn't found until the next block over, at that dead end of Corey Avenue.
All right.
So,
Okay. You want me to go ahead and
and
hit
then
play?
he was passed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We are searching for Jamal
Oh
Tillman.
wait, I did the wrong one.
Last
My bad.
location, I don't know if you.
My bad. All right, here we go.
But that here recently he was.
Oh wait. Okay. Now let's get. No, it's still the same one. Hold on a second. Let me clear this out. I got too much stuff up.
What the hell?
Okay, so well, anyway,
Let me get that out of
we
the.
really wasn't organizing a search today. We was really gonna do a search this weekend, because we were trying to find accommodations for our schedules, and since this was so there it goes. Part two. And
Unfortunately,
you can see
this
the
it
words at the
was
very end of that
stated
video. Look,
that
all the
the
way down
gentleman
there,
was
that's where the words are
experiencing
at.
depression problems, and recently, not that he showed signs of it before, but that here recently he was showing depression signs, and they did catch him in this right here.
Is it? Oh, we're out here looking for him now. Yep, we're out here looking for him now.
Who's that?
Right
I
now
got
we're
the
on
map, Miss Melanie.
We're on South Avenue. Who's that?
a friend of mine. That's her boy.
Oh, is that? Because somebody just said the same thing. Is that the prince?
No, it's Dana. Her name's Dana.
Okay, because William Prince just said, that's my boy. And I'm like, well, can you inbox me because we're currently at his residence?
No.
Okay, that's the ending of that video, Miss Brenda.
Yeah, so all the way, like when that, you see how paused it is right there? Those trees that are at the very end of that street. If you look to the far right, like if you go to the far right of it and you're moving on to, which we didn't even know we walked to the next block over. But if you can pull up that map real fast for me.
Yeah, it's giving me a hard time. You know that today's been a day of excitement and technical
I know.
difficulties. But yeah,
Right.
it's giving me a hard time.
And the family did go, they did start their own search measurements, because obviously as of today he was missing for 8 days, but they did go out there and they did perform their own search. But on the other, what was that, Central?
Yeah, going behind.
But is that the
the
school?
behind the
Yeah.
school?
They went into the behind the school and they checked that short little bit of woods that was back there. And I believe that the reason why they didn't check the end of the street down there is because of how congested it was inside. It didn't really look like it was from, if you're going down South Avenue and you're entering the woods from South Avenue, no, it's not walkable. But if you're coming in from Corey Avenue, it's a better entryway from there. And then that's where we also found a hunting tent, right? It was a tent. There was a propped up tent there. And no, the tent did not belong to him. That
Well,
pop-up tent was sitting there.
we don't know that. I mean, we assumed
Well, it
that
was weathered.
it wasn't
It was
there
weathered.
because of that, but
It was stuck to the ground.
we're not sure.
You can look at something and know that it wasn't just placed there 8 days ago. It would look entirely brand new. This tent was weathered, it was ripped,
Yeah.
and it was weathered, it was ripped, and there was items in there that signified that was been there for way longer than 8 days. There was items that were inside that you could tell that were there for like forever. Some of them were extremely dirty products that were, like even the bucket, all of that. There was a bunch of stuff in there. But anyway, near and around that tent is where he was actually found at. And the crazy thing was that, like I said, we weren't going over there today to do an actual search. Melanie wanted to go inside the woods, and she wanted to go in there, and we just kept walking. And the thing is that it was real. See where this.
I had the map pulled up, but I'm gonna see if I could pull it up where I could blow it up a little bit more. But you could go ahead and continue.
But yeah, because there's two circles there, but the one that where the X is at to the far left, that's the circle. But all the way to that one right there, that's where we found him. He was not really that far off the road. I believe that if the snow, I'm not even sure honestly, because when he disappeared on the 25th of January.
Yep.
And it didn't start snowing till that Friday late. Well, 3:30 it started flurrying on Friday. So when was the 25th? Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the inclement weather didn't come in until Friday. So that's 3.5 days.
The 28th it started snowing. That was 1, 2, 3 days.
Yeah.
Well,
So
2 days before it started snowing.
So it was real notable that if someone would have walked through there, I'm pretty sure they would have found him very early on, because that's how, not that that's how close to the road he was, but it being that if you're coming in from Corey Avenue, it was a lot better walking through there.
I'm gonna pull it up better so I could blow it up.
Yeah, so I'm not. I think that it's like if they would have searched those woods, at that section of the woods, or maybe they did, but they didn't go to Corey Avenue, because
they only searched the woods on the opposite side.
Right, and since he wasn't much of a walker, like they said, they don't think that he probably would have walked in depth into the woods either, because it really wasn't.
He wasn't a woodsman.
Yeah, he wasn't a woodsman. He liked to play in the woods when he was a little bit younger,
Right.
But as he was, I'm not sure, but I'm glad that we was able to go there today.
He was found right here.
Yeah, and you're right, Melanie, there was no snow under him, so he was there before the snow got there.
Mm-hmm.
So
The detective told
Tuesday,
us that he was there since the 25th.
yeah.
Or the heat from his body could have melted it.
Yeah, but he was there. Unfortunately, like I said, if that maybe, I'm not sure how protocol works when there's when you go missing and there's woods around your house, or the last known location, because I know it was kind of tough for this family to actually obtain some footage from some places when they were just asking questions. And like I said, if on around, if they reported him missing, what, the 26th?
25th. No, the 20.
The 25th, there was a concern.
Right.
But the 26th or so, they reported him missing, actually, or soon after that day, right? Or the report was actually filed on the 28th.
I think that it was filed on the 28th.
Right. And he had left his cell phone at home. Yeah, no. We actually, well, anyway. But they could have canvassed that area before the actual snow came in, because I'm pretty sure
and what else
found them.
What else did you guys find other than that and the tent?
What else did I find?
Yeah. when you was leaving.
Oh, his
Remember you
hat.
told
Oh, yes. That's another crazier thing. Because I had forgot about that. That's another crazier thing. Melanie kept saying, "Where's his beanie at?" Right? And because I didn't get close. I really didn't even seen half of what Melanie seen. So I stood to the side. So Melanie noticed that he didn't have his beanie hat on, and she was inquiring about his beanie hat. And then there was Anna was parked in front of a house because they made us move our vehicles down the road because people, they were coming in. But right there, before we actually got into the van, here we go again. Melanie decides to say, "What is that in the snow?" And then we was like, "Is that his hat? Is that his beanie hat?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we was like, "Nah." I was like, "Nah, that's trash. That can't be all the way over here." And then when I walked up to it, it was his hat.
Oh,
So his hat was his beanie hat was
In the parking lot.
on the far right of, like, in the very beginning of the Corey Avenue block where they found him at. There's like a church at that very Corey Avenue and what's that, West Avenue?
Yeah.
Corey Avenue and Southwest Avenue, right?
Yeah.
Right there in the corner where there's a church, right there in that parking lot. I guess the church was, they was plowing the snow, and as we was getting in the car, there was a beanie hat right there, and it was charcoal in color. We actually, yeah, where the C is at in Corey. Yep, that's where the church parking lot is at. Right there in the corner. But and it's a long ways too. It's a very long way, so we don't know how his beanie hat got over there.
when?
Or when it got over there.
When?
Oh, wind?
Wind.
Wind?
The wind.
Right, I see it. I see it.
The
Do you know a beanie hat? Do you know the weight of a beanie hat?
It's not that heavy.
Well, I don't see it flying from the woods.
We had a blizzard a couple days after, and the wind was blowing.
It was actually in the snow, like the plowed snow. It wasn't sitting on top. It was
In the snow.
stuck into the snow.
Yeah.
We had to. I broke some of the snow off to take the rest of the beanie
I
out.
think that blizzard's gonna blow the beanie off his head and then all the.
But so we found the
it
beanie
could have
hat there.
fell off. It could have fell off his head on the way there when he was on the way there.
Yeah, true. And he might have not realized it.
Could have been
Uh,
anything.
yeah, and we checked in the weather that day. The weather was like almost in its 50s. I believe I had seen it on there. But at nighttime, it was already starting to get frigid because obviously it was going to snow. Because any other day after that, it was in its 30s, then 20s. And then, at nighttime, it was below freezing. But we did, I know. And then on top of that, he didn't have no hair on his head. So I'm not sure, with the cold wind, exposure with no hat. But we did give them the hat too. We found the hat after the police left. After the sister just walked off.
Mm-hmm.
The sister just walked off with someone that was returning back to the house. And they were all, me, Anna, and Melanie was getting back in the car because we was leaving. We was the only ones that were still standing out there. And that's when Melanie seen it. So we packed it up and then we actually gave them the beanie hat. Because we texted her first, showed them a picture and said, did he have a North Face beanie on? And they said yes. So we bagged it up and we took it to them. And we send them pictures at the location that we actually found it because at that time the police had already left. And it's not like we were searching for anything. We were literally getting back in the car to go home. And then that's when Melanie looks over and notices that there's something sitting in the snow that looked like a clothing, like a form of a hat, right? Like a beanie hat. That's what she was like. So we found that too. And unfortunately, we don't know like the actual cause of death or anything like that. That will be probably reported tomorrow. When the family.
It is suspected to be suicide.
Yeah. It's suspected, but tomorrow I guess the family will know some more. Either way, it's very
We
happy.
don't know for sure, but we'll find out tomorrow.
It was happy. I guess it was exciting to allow the family to have closure. But I would have never thought in a million years I would have found somebody today, or any of us out there today, especially in that area, because somebody said that they seen him walking down Lincoln, so we were looking at maybe a shortcut through Lincoln, because I kept saying if he would have been anywhere walking and he's a walker, he probably took a shortcut, and he's probably in a shortcut, because I was thinking if he just got rid of COVID, then he's probably with the fatigue, right? Because that's what happened. He had COVID and he was just recovering from COVID, and if he had the fatigue, and him walking, which I assumed yesterday he was walking maybe to ShopRite, because he was supposed to get his mom the day before. So maybe he was walking to ShopRite or to the CVS to pick up some things from when he brought his mom home, that everything will be there. And it being that he was just getting over COVID, that does give you fatigue. And it being that, he was a hefty gentleman, and we all have to think all of that into consideration. He probably got overexerted walking back home, and then maybe he took a shortcut, and then, that's what happened. That's what I was thinking. Either way, he was found in a shortcut, because that was
It's just crazy to me how this gentleman has been missing since the 25th of January. And I mean, me myself just found out about it yesterday. And it didn't really seem like they was really too concerned about finding him. If it wasn't for you ladies reaching out to them and going out to pass out flyers, we wouldn't be discussing this today, you know?
and that's okay. But I think it's because it's protocol that follows. Like, I think that there should be maybe some type of different protocol that can pull forward, because his family did contact the law that it wasn't like him to just vanish like that. But it being that he was 47 years old, he was an adult, he had his own responsibilities, his own home, that you know that they felt like I guess they told him that if he wanted to disappear for a while, he could. I think that's something like that is what they told the family. But I
Yeah,
think that's
from the conversation that I was having with the family, it seemed like the young lady was saying that the law enforcement was like, he's 47 years old or 48, whatever. He, in other words, he
yeah.
was a grown. In other words, the police were saying he's a grown ass man. Like you just said.
Mhm.
He's entitled to disappear if he wants to. But what gets me is that the family was stressing to them that this wasn't like him. You know, this
Right. And
wasn't
they were
like him,
expressing.
and it was expressing the the issues that he had been having here recently with his depression issues and whatnot. And it just didn't seem like law enforcement just had any much of any type of urgency.
And
And
that
that's the
also
way
should have
I
felt.
see it.
Yeah. And that also should have felt under a silver alert, because if this person was known to see, we didn't know, because we just went there and we didn't even get to like actually communicate, because we were waiting for his kids to come, right? Before we talked about the organizing a search, the flyers, that because Tiffany Melanie had already done a flyer, and she was she was going to show them the flyer. We was going to explain to them that we was going to go to Sir Speedy, like how we did for Dulce, and get things organized that way through the Sir Speedy. But I generally think that they should have done a silver alert, because at that time, before this time, he had already expressed suicidal thoughts, like a couple days prior or a day prior or something like that, and they talked him out of it. But I'm not sure if when they said that to the police, did they say, well, maybe if he attempted it one time, he's actually going to attempt it, because they didn't find him. Obviously, he had left his cell phone at the house, so that was another indication. He didn't return to his house. He left his mom sitting at a hotel room that the next day was supposed to be vacated. And the only reason why he put her there is because he had COVID and he didn't want to give her COVID.
That COVID could have been messing his mind up too.
Yeah, and that's what I was
Like,
saying
the
too,
mind
because if you
fog
look
and all
into
that.
New York, there was a couple people that went missing after they went to go get a COVID shot. And then there were some people that got a COVID shot and then they returned home and they were acting a little bit deranged and then they went missing.
I remember when
So-
I was like dizzy.
I started asking
You
him,
had that
was it,
thing, you're like dizzy and all that. So
I started asking him, was that, you know, did he started acting like that after he got his COVID shot? Because I think he just got it. Isn't that what they said? He just got it and he got a test.
yeah,
He had just got the shot and he had just got a test and he was clear. So he was, you know, he was getting his things together to get his mom.
well, maybe
the next day.
They gave him the COVID shot too early, too soon,
But
because you're supposed to wait 8 weeks.
yeah, so that's what I thought. I was like, maybe it was COVID, and I think I expressed it to him too, because I was like, you know what? In New York, these weird cases are coming up with people either on their, like, they go get their shot and then they never appear back home, because there's a gentleman right now in New York that the family's been looking for him for 5 months. I think it's been now.
Oh wow!
That it's a known fact that he went and got his COVID shot and then he left. So he's still missing. But I'm not saying that this is what happened. I'm just saying that this is what one of the scenarios I was telling the family that could have maybe answered some of his depression issues that he was having lately. But
it is a known fact that the COVID shot has been having these types of side effects.
yeah, because I've seen a couple
And
cases of it. And,
diseases too.
yeah, and I've seen a couple of it in New York. Like right now, if you Google New York and if right now if you Google in New York, like people who went missing are missing from New York after COVID shot or after COVID test or something like that. It's the COVID shot, and you'll see there's a gentleman right now that they're looking for in New York, which is the most, and even an older gentleman. But anyway, either way, we brought closure to the family. They really did need it. It was one of the most saddest experiences I've ever seen. You know, letting somebody know that he was found in the condition that he was in. And then it was more heartbreaking knowing that that's how close he was, because his sister kept saying,
She had a feeling.
she was like, I kept telling you, I knew he was close. I felt that he was close to home. So
Yeah. But they were actually looking on the other side, correct?
yeah, they were looking at behind the school because it was an easier place to walk through. And she said that when they were younger, they used to run around in the woods, and then that's what she was figuring. But they never went down to the dead end street woods and look, unless they did, but they didn't look because
they didn't go that way.
they didn't go that way
Yeah,
yet, right? Or something like that.
They didn't go that way. They didn't think about going that way.
Yeah, but they went behind the school, and unfortunately, I mean, she did say it. She thought he wasn't, near, but he was actually, that near.
So now let me ask you another question. Is this the first time that you ever found a body like that?
Yeah.
So how did it feel to
Oh, let me
you
tell
know
you something for sure. Oh, let me tell you something for sure.
for sure.
It was the most craziest experience because I felt like I was the toughest one there. Not the toughest one, but like maybe the more of
Cold-hearted one.
Well, Maggie said I was cold-hearted. But I felt like I was more of the structured one. Thank you, Maggie. The structured one, because it was like I'm like, I need to film what's going on because we just found him. So I'm looking into filming, so like that we're not messing with evidence, and like that we're showing where we found him, how we found him, we didn't touch him, things like that. You watch the first 48 to tell you not to do none of that stuff. So I'm there with Melanie and Anna. At this time, Anna joins us, and then we all find it. But it was crazy because Anna, we was walking back out way, and I kept saying, it smells like skunk. And I was like, wow, there's a skunk in here. And I was like, it was like mass snow there. And I didn't have no sneakers, so I couldn't put nothing on sports mode. So we were in the thing, and we were walking out, and I was smelling like the skunk thing, and I was like, oh, it went away. So as we were passing the tent that was up there, I smelled it again, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wow, it's gotten real strong. I was like, let's get the hell out of here. And when I said that, Anna smelled it. She was like, oh, I smell it too. So she tries to like skirtle a little bit really fast, and she ends up slipping a little bit. And Melanie ends up like, trying to hold her up, help her so she didn't fall over.
Yeah,
And
because
then
Miss Anna almost fell over the body, right?
she almost fell on him. But it didn't look like if it was a body. That's the whole thing. I don't think we would have ever noticed if none of that actually happened. Like me smelling the skunk smell and then saying, because I smelled it and then it went away, and then I smelled it again and it was like stronger. And because it smelled like skunk. It smelled like a skunk spray. And to me, that's what it smelled like. I didn't think of anything differently and say, what's that smell? It didn't smell like if I was looking for a body. But anyway, so as
But
we're walking out, that
Miss
happens.
Melanie Dawn said that it made her feel a little bit better to give that family closure.
Yeah, it did. It did, but I really didn't expect to go in there I really didn't expect to go in there
Well,
and
I'm
sniff
sure.
any of that stuff.
I'm sure that you. I'm sure you didn't wake up this morning, thinking to
Definitely
yourself
didn't.
that you're gonna
I
go
was
out
trying
and
to
find this gentleman.
I was
And
trying to
then
Instacart.
my next question is, as you was out there, as you guys, I'm asking all three of you guys the same question. As you guys were out there, doing the search, right, and finding what you found. How do you feel like? Do you feel like that Dulce is in the same situation? Like her outcome is the same, or do you feel different? Like when you go looking for Dulce, do you feel different? Like do you feel like like she's alive, or what I mean? Like when we was looking for this gentleman, we kind of felt that something was up. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah, because
going
on
to
how they
end up
spoke.
tragic. Yeah, because of the information that we had.
Right.
My
Because when I
question
went
is,
into the
how
woods,
was you feeling?
well, I still run by the same thing. Me as a person, the first 3 days are real crucial when you're looking for somebody.
Especially a
And she
child.
was 5 years old at the time, and
I think she's still alive.
some people say that she's alive. I don't think so, but then I do so. I follow what other people say. If people say, hey, I think she's alive because she might be here, then I follow it. But by a mom's intuition, I don't think that, but that's just me. Because first and foremost is we're going on 3 years. And do you see how fast you can find somebody like that?
Yeah.
And I guess it was the footwork. If you have the footwork to do it, I guess you can find somebody quicker. If you don't have the footwork to do it, then I guess it's gonna take as long as Dulce is still missing for you to
Well,
find her. But
it's a
personally,
difference.
I don't
It's a
see.
difference to find someone alive and to find someone deceased. You know what I'm saying? It would be harder to find someone that's alive. If they're being kept, especially a child. You know what I'm saying? Being kept from the public. It'll
Right,
be
I,
easier.
right, Melanie. I wasn't dressed for nothing. I told you I was dressed for success. I there was not planning to jump
I
into
did
no
my hair
woods
and
with her.
plans, and I didn't know.
Anna had straightened out her hair today and everything. But Melanie, I knew Melanie was ready because Melanie had her boots on. I should have looked at her. That was the same outfit she had on when we did that search for Dulce. I should have noticed that outfit that she had on because that's her boots. You know what they say when you got boots on your feet? She had boots on her feet and she had them pants on and that same sweater. And I said, oh, good Lord Jesus, we should have just.
All right.
But anyway, Well, that's all for right now because I'm gonna try to rest it out because I have a headache and I guess I'm still overly excited. I guess I'm gonna sleep some of this off because I know I'm still not even over seeing nothing of that stuff. It's not the same like when you know that one of your loved ones passed away in the hospital. It's not the same feeling. When you have a loved one that dies in a place, that passes on in a place that it's normal to see somebody pass, but pass. But when you find somebody like that and then you find them during this inclement weather like that, you think that right now is the best thing that you can give the family was that closure that they needed because weather, how many days he was out there and all that wandering and all of that good stuff. So our condolences out to the family. Keep that family in prayer tonight. They will be doing a visual at that location. So if anyone's interested in going, we'll keep you posted with that as well. And please keep mindful that we also have the family members in our group as well. She was the one that posted the thing on our group thanking us. So that is his sister that's on, that had posted that last clipping up there of her brother. But yeah, well, thank you guys for tuning in. Melanie, you did a great job out there today, girl. I kept telling her this doesn't look like a place where I can end myself because it was too complicated. Yeah. And she was real persistent. She still kept on looking in there in the same area. We were there. She kept wanting to keep looking there. We were there, but we just didn't turn around. Yeah. That's what it was. We literally just didn't turn around. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We will chat with you probably tomorrow or the next day, and we'll keep you updated on anything. Thank you guys.
Yep. So once again, we'll keep you updated on anything, dealing with this situation. The family from the other case that we was covering,
it was John.
Yeah, John.
And Irvin from Pleasantville.
Yeah, but the John, they have a GoFundMe going. I'm going to drop that link below here, below this video. So if you want to support that, you can. That's all I have for that. If this family has something like that, I'll share that as well. So with that said, we out of here. We'll keep you guys posted on anything new. As far as Dulce, if anything new comes up, any new events or anything, we'll keep you updated on that as well. So with that said, this is your boy Moises Beauchamp getting up out of here. Thank you for coming through and tuning in. Hit that like button on your way out. And if you're new, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and that bell like that you are notified whenever we go live or upload. Big Mo signing out. Peace.
Looking for a web developer? Your search is over. Contact our team of dedicated professionals to check out our quality services designed to meet your exact needs. All of our professionals have lots of experience in delivering a wide range of solutions and options, and we're confident that you'll be completely satisfied.